So, welcome, Kimberly. It's so nice to see you and to be able to have a conversation with you about the EcoSpiritual Leaders course that you are offering with the BTS Center. And I get to accompany you in that process, which is wonderful. Um, so, I'm wondering to start out if you could tell me and those who are listening a little bit about your background and maybe what led you to want to offer this course.
Absolutely. And thank you, Ash, for inviting me to share this in a Q&A format to let folks know a little bit more about the course. Um, my background, wow. So I was once upon a time a digital strategist back in the US. And from there, I wound up hearing the call and going to seminary, Candler School of Theology. Wound up working for different organizations doing online organizing around social justice issues, because that's been a big part of my understanding of my ministry for a long time. And many roads converge to bring me to the Netherlands, which is where I live right now. And coming over to the Netherlands, I was no longer connected to my homeland and my particular ministry. And I became very allergic to any online ministry about the time COVID happened, which was very unfortunate for me because I probably would have done quite well in that regard. But shortly before, or maybe it was around the same time as Europe was beginning to shut down, I read Robin Wall Kimmerer's Braiding Sweetgrass. And I was listening to it on the bus and I was reading it on at night at home in the book. And it just flipped my world upside down. It really pulled me into a different understanding of nature-based spirituality, nature-connected spirituality. So I began the long process of becoming a certified nature therapy guide with the ANFT. And all the while, the different languages that I have learned over time, from seminary to digital community building and now nature therapy, came together and just resonated in a way that I'm so excited to share with people how my spirituality and other folks' spirituality can come to life in the natural world, and not just for ourselves, but for the health of the planet. Because I am absolutely convinced that we can know and understand that nature connection is important for our ability to help this climate changed world that we have damaged. But it is the actual embodied connection. It's falling in love with nature again. And that's where this particular course, I'm excited to blend the thinking and the experiencing kind of learning so folks can have that reconnection with the natural.
Mm. Yeah, that's beautifully put. So thank you. And
Thank you.
I'm I'm wondering, I think that probably leads naturally into a question about what kind of content and experience can participants expect from this course?
That's a great question. Thank you. We're going to go through a couple of different kinds of learning where there will be some sort of embodied invitation for each segment of the course. We're going to explore things like Joanna Macy's work that reconnects. We're going to explore forest bathing and then integrating these things in spiritual practices in whatever community we're in or we serve. And so we'll move through first an embodied experience and then move into our minds to think about and talk about and explore how people are writing about and talking about these concepts. And then we will craft some of our own experiences and some of our own practices to share back with community in live meetings online.
Hmm. That sounds wonderful also. It all sounds great. And you mentioned forest bathing, and I wonder if you would explain that a little bit for folks who might not be familiar with that term.
I will indeed. No swimsuits or water wings are necessary. So, forest bathing is a practice, as we understand it right now, that emerged in the 1980s in Japan as a result and a response to a very severe uptick in various illnesses that were the result of a rapid immersion in a technical culture from an agrarian culture.
Mm,
And it is a reconnecting with nature in a slow, guided process where we like to say instead of mindfulness, it's bodyfulness. So you are in touch with the natural world through a series of gentle invitations that are just that. They're open for people to interpret and accept however they want, with the goal being to open the doors of perception to reconnect with the natural world.
mm. And can you do that do you have to have a specific kind of nature around you, or can you do that kind of even if you live in a city or
That's
urban
that's
environment?
great question. Thank you so much for asking that. I have shared forest bathing with people who can't even get away from their house. Folks, we find ways to bring nature to us or go out to nature. And there are folks who practice forest bathing in suburban backyards or in city parks or in forests. And the idea is to not privilege one nature over another kind of nature because it's all beautiful and a source of deep connection for us if we approach it that way.
I love that. So it's accessible to everyone, which is great.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Um, Here's a question, since this is about eco-spiritual leadership, do you need to be religious to take part or to participate in this course?
No, I don't think you do. If that's what you bring to the course, that's beautiful and welcome. Everything is welcome. But if you just feel a longing to connect with the earth for yourself and on behalf of the earth, bring that. That's beautiful too, because a diversity of experiences and longings and intentions will make it a rich course for everyone.
Mm. Yeah, I love that. So again, like open to everyone across the spectrum, which is great.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I wonder if you could tell me what you are most excited about this course, if you could narrow it down to one or two things.
Playfulness,
Mm,
right? The opportunity to connect not only with nature but with one another, with a playful heart,
mm,
and watching people experience joy and their reconnection with nature, remembering the good things about it, honoring the challenging things about it, and then seeing inspiration percolate, calling people to go out and help where
mm,
nature needs our help.
mm. Yeah, that's wonderful. So like taking
Yeah,
our learning and then being inspired into being more part of our communities and our world. Um,
exactly. And I'm also looking forward to learning alongside of the people who
mm,
come to the course, because I'm not an expert. Um, all of us are experts, right? And everyone will have gifts to share when they come to the course. And that's the most beautiful thing about taking an online course that anyone from around the world can join, is because we will be co-creating and co-learning together.
mm. Yeah, I love that model. Yeah, real community model. So thank you.
Exactly.
Um, what what are you hoping that folks who participate will learn and experience, get from this course?
I hope that folks will come with an open heart and open mind, with a real sense of curiosity. And I hope that those things will be enlarged, like the Grinch's heart, right? Gets 3 sizes bigger through the experience of it. A heart for nature, a heart for our place in it. I hope that folks will come away equipped with some tools to use in their lives or in whatever context they are serving or worshiping in, if that is their journey. And that we will all be able to contribute new things to each other's toolkit for. I so love the BTS Center's use of the language climate changed world. It's so powerful. And I feel like we do need tools to help ourselves and help one another turn this ship around, right? It's desperately needed. And so I hope folks fall in love with the practices that connect with them with nature, and then feel inspired to go out and work.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I'm very excited to get to accompany this course, and I'm really looking forward to seeing, what emerges from this community that is going to take part. And I have one more question for you, and that
Okay.
is, if someone who's listening or watching this conversation is kind of on the fence and unsure if they should register or not, do you have any thoughts for those folks who are kind of thinking about it but not really sure?
Yeah, I think I have two responses to that. First and easiest is reach out.
Mhm.
If you look under a leaf, you'll find me on any social media out there. So please drop me a line on Facebook, on Instagram, and email, however, and we can chat that way. I'm happy to talk with folks as they're discerning what the right thing to do is. But the other thing I would invite folks to do is to go outside for a minute or two, maybe with a journal, and just be with a nature being and be with their own thoughts and write down the pros and cons of participating in something like this and see what emerges for them. And whatever they choose will be the right thing for them to choose at this time.
Mhm. Yeah, that's great advice and a lovely thing to do regardless of whether you end up taking the course, right?
100%. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Do you have anything else that you want to say to folks who might be listening at this point?
Well, first of all, I'm so grateful to the BTS Center for inviting me to share this course with folks. And Ash, I'm so thrilled to be leading with you. Your energy and your wisdom is just such a gift, and we're going to have a fantastic time together.
Yeah.
Um, and I look forward to being in community with the people who join. And I'll also try to share a few snapshots of life here in the Netherlands for people as the occasion may arise. Tulip season is right around the corner, so I have it in mind to cycle up to the fields and get some really nice footage to share with folks of the tulip field. So yeah, you want to join for that?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. I am also really looking forward to this. And there'll be a slide coming up just in a minute that has all the information that you need to find out more and to register. And you are welcome to reach out to either one of us for questions or
Absolutely.
concerns. All right. We hope to see
All
you
right.
on April 20th.
All right. See you soon, friends.